What if you didn't have to pay sales tax on things like clothes, appliances, or even a computer? Well, in an effort to get people shopping, more than a dozen states are offering up sales tax holidays this summer and fall. They'll be suspending taxes on specific items for just a few days at a time. But before you start shopping, there's some fine print you should know about. Joining us with more is Kelli Grant, senior consumer reporter for smartmoney.com. Kelli, thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning. So back to school shopping often is synonymous with sales tax holidays. Perfect timing, but there's some things people should know about. What's new this year?
Well, the big thing is that there are actually more states participating this year, even though a lot of them have budget shortfalls. Of the states that participated last year, we saw only Georgia has canceled its holiday this year. We got Florida that's bringing back its holiday, and Illinois and Maryland offering them for the first time. And most of them are this coming weekend, August 6th through 8th, for people who want to take advantage.
So coming up, and one of the tips that you have is buy the items you plan on buying to save the money. Don't go out and buy something new, then you're not really saving anything.
Exactly. The states here are banking on people buying maybe a few more things that weren't on their list and that aren't really covered by this provision, thinking, well, I'm saving so much and everything else that I can afford to spend a little more. But a savings of 4 to 6%, I mean, you'd laugh at that if it was a store sale. So really try to stick to your budget and make sure that you're saving on items that you would have purchased anyway instead of adding to your list.
Right. Okay. Like an unexpected giant TV or something that you weren't planning on getting.
Exactly. Or even just, a better computer than you were thinking about, or, a fancier pair of jeans. This is not really the time to trade up.
Okay, we have to mind exemptions. Some states don't even do it. You have to really know what you're getting into.
You do. For all of these states, there is going to be a cap in effect, clothing up to $100, school supplies up to $50. It's going to vary by state, but a lot of them do get very specific about what's included and even where you can buy. Florida, for example, says that, purchases at theme parks and entertainment complexes don't count. So none of those, no 20 Mickey Mouse t-shirts and saying that that's your school wardrobe.
Yeah.
And in Texas, they have very specific exclusions like no belt buckles, football pants, or personal flotation devices. So, clothing is not just all clothing, it's very specific clothing in a lot of these cases.
Okay, yeah, so don't just go to the register and expect that they're not going to say, oh, this one doesn't count, this doesn't count, because that can very well happen.
It's very true, and you can just check with what your state is allowing. They usually have a pretty detailed list of what is and isn't covered.
Okay, stack sales if you can. If you can do this in conjunction with a coupon or something, but not always, right?
Not always. Usually it's a pretty good idea, and certainly when you're shopping, to try to stack, when you're shopping this weekend, to look for those store sales, look for the manufacturer's coupons and other store coupons. But some of the states are going to say that that doesn't really count toward whatever that price threshold that they've capped it at. If you're getting something like a rebate, they're not going to say, okay, well, that drops that computer below the price point that you're going to get the free sales tax. So you really want to see where you can match it and where you can't.
And you have to watch the clock on this, because some states, they do it for 2 or 3 days, others do it for an entire week. And when you're talking about layaway and online shopping, there becomes a gray area.
There is that gray area for layaway and for pre-orders. Most cases, for the purchased account to have no sales tax, it has to be completed within the time frame of the holiday. So sometimes online orders will count, assuming the merchant processes everything and your order is, getting ready to ship by the end of the holiday. In other cases, it's not going to go through. So, your best shot is to buy everything in store and buy it during the holiday.
And so this is mostly a state thing, but sometimes the county gets involved too, and then it can be a double whammy, or?
Well, that is the problem here, is that a lot of the times the states have left it so that the individual counties and cities can choose whether or not to participate. So you are going to see in some cases that there is still going to be some local sales tax that could apply here. It's a good reason to, again, check out what your state is offering. A lot of them, like Alabama, has a full list of which counties and cities are participating, and that can help you choose which mall to visit. Instead of just heading off to whatever's closest, you might be able to save a little bit more by going to Mall B instead of Mall A.
Okay, wonderful tips. Kelli Grant from smartmoney.com. Thank you.
Thank you.